guys, welcome to my second video on the channel. If you know me personally, but you only know me on here, I'm Jocelyn. I am a 10-year-old equestrian rider, about to be 11. But today we are doing a story time. So this story time kind of completes when I first started it's technically a life story, but instead it's my equestrian life story. So when I first started riding, I actually got this magazine thing full of camps and all that, and I saw that there was a horseback riding thing, and at that point I've tried literally every sport. I've done ballet, I've done gymnastics, I've done softball, I've done archery before. Didn't like any of it, so I'm just like, you know what? I love horses. I've always loved horses. And that's the time that I knew, I'm like, I'm gonna try horseback riding. Till I realized how expensive it was. I'm just like, I'm not gonna be able to do it. And my mom's like, well, I want you to find a sport that you like. And I'm just like, what? Okay. So we went to Dover, I think it was. We got all my stuff. I was so excited for my first lesson. And when I started to tack the horse as I was told to, my self-confidence was going to the roof. I'm just like, I can do this. It's just an animal. Like, at that point, I loved horses, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to riding, to me, they were just like machines. Like, you operate them. But we're gonna get to that, how that changed. Oh my god. So when I first got on, I realized he started moving without me like doing anything. He just went straight for it. I'm like, okay, obviously they do have their mind of their own. But I was so nervous then. Like, my self-confidence was through the roof. Now, it was probably deep down in earth. I'm just like, yeah, I want off. I was so nervous. And my trainer just had me walk around the arena for a bit, learning the parts of the horse, which I haven't memorized. The parts of the horse, the parts of the saddle, the part of the bridle, and like how to keep your horse happy and all that. Second lesson, she just reviewed and wanted me to tell her what I remembered from last time. So after that, it was probably a month, so 4 lessons, and she had me begin trotting. And after that, my self-confidence was now all the way to the bottom of earth to now actually coming to ground level, because I rode 4 times and I'm like, you know what? I got this. So as I began doing trotting and all that, we began trotting over poles. Now, my trainer was more into competitive stuff, but we didn't know that at first, and that will be in more of the video. But a few months after that, I began cantering. My first canter was on a lunge line, going in a circle at the half of the arena, and after maybe a month after that of doing that without me being terrified, my self-confidence was coming back. Like, I don't know how, but it's just it came back. I'm just like, okay, I can do this. Like, each time I got onto a horse, I felt more confident with myself. So after probably a month of doing that, she had me canter around the arena. And they did not take down their jumps, like, period. The only time they would take down their jumps is if they're doing a new course. And I get it, like, it takes a lot of work, and trust me, I work at a barn now. takes a load of work to just move them back to into the place where they go for like one lesson and then bring it back. Like, yeah, it's kind of complicated. Like, I get that now, but at first I'm just like, I'm gonna go over one of the jumps. I just know it without me even trying. And I did, and I was so scared. Now, when you pull on their mane, I thought it would hurt them and like tell them to like stop or something. That was when I was really idiotic. So I kept pulling on his mane and he wouldn't slow down, and that's a time when my self-confidence dropped so much. I know like this video is probably talking about my self-confidence, but that's when I realized I had anxiety. Like, that was not my first time having anxiety, but that's when I realized, like, oh my god, like, so much things are happening. I'm too overwhelmed. I just wanted to get off that horse and never ride again. And he went over the jump. I was so terrified. Now, that jump was pretty high. It was a flower brush box thing, kind of. I'm too tired to think of what they're called. And 2 poles up, like the second hole and the third one. So I went over a pretty high jump. Well, for me it was. Now I'm just like, so after that, I felt like I couldn't get back on a horse without being so embarrassed, so I did that. Now, I was one of the fastest moving up people in the barn that my trainer said. So, after a few months of training in the indoor arena, we went to the outdoor arena. And that was kind of on like a kind of busy road. There was motorcycles sometimes passing by, there was cars. So our horses didn't get that spooked around them, but she wanted to make sure that I would steer my horse to where they wouldn't be spooked. And she wanted to make sure I could do that before I could go into the outdoor arena. So when I did that, we did not go over like easy jumps, like cross poles, not cross poles, X's at the first hole. She immediately went to verticals on like the first and second hole. I don't know how high that is, but by the end of that barn, I was jumping like 2 feet 5. And honestly, I had anxiety every single lesson because every time she would make me cry, she would make me get off the horse if I was too nervous to do something. Like, I had it with that barn. So after months of searching, we found 2 barns. My parents are actually divorced, so my mom found one and my dad found one. Now, they like to compete against each other with that kind of stuff, so honestly, I was scared to pick one, but my first lesson at one of the barns, the roof was caving in. I had so much anxiety in there. I'm like, it's, this isn't safe. But she literally let me do anything. And she had other people come in, like her friends, into the lesson, which was supposed to be private. And her, I guess that's her way of private. But she said, oh yeah, we'll give her a private lesson and all that, just to get used to the horse. Now, the horse, oh my god, he was so beautiful. He was tall, he was black. I don't know what breed he was though, but he was magnificent. Now, the trainer let me do whatever I want, and I'm just like, so literally you're just gonna have me trot or canter around, like, listen, for the viewing room, it was like a kind of shed type of thing, but it was open and it had flowers all around it. Like, that was, oh my god, it was so beautiful. But the barn, horrible. So then we went to a different bar, and immediately when we pulled up, I fell in love with it. Now, this is where I'm currently at and will probably stay forever. It I loved it from the first time I got on a horse. I loved the trainer. I loved the people there, and they were all just so nice. So when I first got on, I was on a horse that didn't like other horses. So I was bad at steering. My trainer did not care about my position at all. She just cared about shows and all that, wanting me to win and like all that type of things. Like she wanted me to get first place every single time. And my mom's like, no, like I wanted to do this for fun. Like sure, I mean I'm 16, no, 18, yeah, I think so, 18 ribbons. And yeah, I do it to compete, but I also have fun doing it. And that other barn was just gonna have me compete, not to have fun. So that's the cutoff line there. So the barn that I'm currently at, I got onto a sweet horse named Tucker. But he might have been sweet to horses, but he was not sweet to other horses. All the horses, well, most of the horses there came from abusive situations. And Tucker actually, when put into a paddock where horses would like bite him apparently and like do all these things to him, that he just was afraid of horses after that. So he defended himself, and yeah, I get it. Like, of course you would want to defend yourself if you've been hurt by something. Like, I'm scared of bunnies. That might be stupid, but I am, because one of them actually bit my finger. I was petting it, turned around, bit me, I'm like, bye. I hate bunnies, like, they scare me so much. Now that I'm getting off topic. So, I got too close to a horse, and he pinned his ears back. I didn't know what that meant at first. I thought that meant he was happy. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's fine. And he went to go bite the horse. I fell off, and my trainer was so surprised I stayed. I'm like, I like it here. Like, I don't care that I fell off my first lesson. I don't care that my horse might have been bad. That's not going to influence me on the barn. The barn is about the horses, the people, and if I like it or not. That barn is like my home. And if it wasn't for the trainer there, I would still probably be stuck at that one barn crying. And I just love my trainer so much. Everyone there I think of as family. Like, of course some of us get mad at each other. But I mean, if we get mad at each other, that just means we care about one another. And that's where I'm gonna leave it here. I have been to a few shows, by the way, but that's gonna be for another video. I just want to remind you guys to stay happy, stay positive. I know sometimes it's hard to, and trust me, I've been there, but I don't want to see any guys. I don't want to see any of you guys sad. So, with that being said, I think I'm gonna leave it off to here. Bye, guys.